Increasing financial literacy. I think if we had to give Biashara Tuesday a motto, that will be it. Increasing financial literacy. And that is what this book is also about. And money management, which is, as she's saying, Miss Elizabeth, money management is the foundation of all wealth building blocks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
For the second time. Now, let me begin with this because it has actually caught my attention as I was reading it. You're saying money management is the foundation of all wealth building blocks. What are these wealth building blocks?
Thank you. I'm glad to be here this morning. And money management is actually the basis or the basics of all financial or wealth building blocks. Yeah, there's no way that you say that you become wealthy in the area of money without following the procedure. Like, do you save? Saving is about money. Do you make a budget? Do you have a financial plan? Do you have any money goals that you follow year after year? It does not matter how much. It is not about how much. You know, sometimes we feel we are always constrained. There's nobody who will tell you that I have got all the money that I need. We always feel this is a scarce resource, and for sure it is a scarce resource. But then that's why it needs to be managed. It becomes the basis of all wealth building. Many of us want to be wealthy. Even me, I want to be a wealthy person in terms of financial resources. But sometimes we don't take the discipline that is required. We don't take whatever blocks that are required to build that wealth.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine who's just texted me here called Brett, watching us from Ruiru. He says the more money he makes, the less he has. So it feels like he's making more money but retaining less in his pockets. What could be the problem?
First of all, and that is an interesting one. And of course, many of us feel like that he's not alone. But first of all, what is their money personality? How do they relate with money? You know, that is the bottom line of it. There's no one day you feel that you have all the money that you need in the world, but that is true that you are feeling that is being retained in your in the pocket. How do you relate with it? Yeah, what is your money personality?
Right.
Yeah,
so there is a money personality. Like everyone has their own money personality.
Very true. You know, based on how we are socialized, most of our habits, including the money habits, depends on how we were socialized. How are you brought up? We have got different money personalities. Like if I'm to quote, and it is covered in that book, there's that person who is a hoarder, you know, because they grew up knowing that money is scarce. Sometimes even money is bad. Sometimes money should be saved by all means.
Right.
Yeah, there are those people who believe actually money is evil. And even they misquote the verse in the Bible that says the love of money is the beginning of all evil.
Yeah. Right.
And they say it is money that is the beginning, but it is not, because that person who is a spender, their money personality is that they are a spender. And you know, whatever money they have, because that is how they relate with money, whatever money comes into their pocket, they just want it to spend it.
It clicks something. People also tag themselves as I'm a spendthrift, and I feel like sometimes that's a way of avoiding facing the issue that you have a money spending issue.
If you're able to explore your money personality, it will take you very, very far in your relationship with money. You're able to relate with money better once you know, I'm that spender, I'm that hoarder, I'm that avoider. You know, those people who don't want the money subject because they feel it is so difficult. Being able to know what your money personality is puts you on a pedestal to build even wealth, to build your finances in a way that they work for you.
So you cannot focus on investment and wealth creation if you've not covered money management, because all of that is still money management.
Very true.
Right.
There's no way you say that you'll be able to say you are not able to manage your money.
Right.
You'll not say you will not be able to invest if you're not able to manage your money. So let's have the building blocks. And you know, Richard, most of us grew up with zero information about money. The money subject was just silent. Nobody said nothing.
Nobody wants to talk about it in the household.
Because that's how we were brought up. I mean, the money subject was just silent. So we don't know how to relate with money. Yeah, nobody taught us how to relate with money. We were taught how to look for God. And actually we are not able to move from there. But who said anything about money?
Nobody.
Can you imagine?
Just giving out pocket money to kids and telling them to go to school, and that's it.
And you know, sometimes that's why we have, I always say, maybe, just maybe that's why we have so many phases in our country around money. Because how do you relate with money? What were we told? You just find out the hard way.
The hard way, right?
Yeah.
You find other people spending and you also spend, and then you fail. And then, it becomes a very toxic cycle for yourself as well. Now, for someone to get themselves out of that toxic cycle of not having good money personality, if I may put it like that, what is the first question? What is that internal process steps looking like? How do I begin now to say, this is how I attack this problem towards the solution for my money management issue?
I always say that it is never too late to begin, especially investing in finance literacy. Especially because of the quietness that I've said that we grew up with. We can only invest in finance literacy. Let's consciously look out for this information. Let's consciously evaluate ourselves. How do we relate with money? What is the highest need that money meets in my life? And that way you start that journey, because it's always a journey, to move from where you are to where you would want to be financially.
Right.
Yeah.
Do life goals also align with money goals? Because it's a new year, and I'm sure a lot of people have resolutions. I want to go to the gym. I want to work out. I want to travel more. Would you say also life goals are parallel with your money goals, as you put them also, align your money goals with them?
Every beginning of the year, I always hear people, and I've also been caught up in that, putting in resolutions. But I've not had many people talking about their money goals. And many times we even don't have those goals in the first place.
Right.
We don't have those goals in the
many
first place.
Many people don't have money goals.
They don't have. I mean, so long as I am not broke, people live on one objective. Many of us. So long as I am not broke,
I'm okay.
I am fine. I mean, and many people live like that until they retire. You don't have something to achieve. You don't have something that you are working towards. So long as you have some retro money, you're not broke. Or you are thinking, I want to travel, for example, the world, and it costs money. But what are you doing to achieve that? Given that this is a scarce resource, do you have any financial plan on whatever it is that you want to meet for that year? Or do you have it written down somewhere? And Richard, there's something magical that happens once you write your goals down. What is it that I want to achieve? Sometimes it may look like it is out there, or it is almost unachievable.
But once you write it down, it becomes
real.
Right.
I mean, it is the only way of changing the invisible into visible. Yeah.
Right.
And you start working towards it. You even start praying about it. You start forming a plan to be able to achieve it. And you've been through very difficult times with COVID, and COVID affected many people financially. But how many people have just put it down that this is, I want maybe to get out of debt? Is that written down? I mean,
don't just say it, don't think it.
You're just thinking, you're just imagining, and you're very, very worried inside of you, because your salary or your income does not get you anywhere close to that goal. But can you imagine when you write it down? Are you able to simplify it? You're able to think about
visualize
it, to visualize it, you're able to work towards it. It does not matter. It's not about, many times it's not about the amount of money we earn. Many times we think it's about the amount of money that we earn. It is not.
That's why people like Brett have this issue now. They are earning more each new month, but there's no much money in their pocket.
What is their plan?
Right?
Yeah.
So speaking about plans, right? I was taking a look here at some of your writings, and you're saying that people should prioritize their goals. There are short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals in money, as with any other thing in life. How's that?
Once you have the goal, for example, I want to travel. Let me use that. Or I want to get out of debt. How much is that? How much time or how much do you need to be able to achieve your goal? How much does it cost? So that it is not just subjective. You're able to put it objectively. How long will it take? And that way you're able to say these goals, they are short term. I'll be able to achieve them in less than a year. This I'll be able to achieve in 2 to 5 years. And this is like investment, or being able to maybe to build a home or something like that. you can say in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years, I want to be in my own place. I want to buy a car. By when? You know? So that breaks them down between short-term, medium-term, or long-term goals.
Right.
And you know they become more feasible when you put them like that. So you know how much do I, for example, want to save for me to be able to, if it is buying that car, afford that wedding by next year in July. You know,
Right.
it becomes even less stressing.
It becomes less stressful because now you have that.
Anxiety goes down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. A question though before we move to the next thing.
Yes.
If you have a short-term goal, for example, someone who tried to save last year and they failed, how do you bounce back from that? Do you recreate another short-term goal or analyze what went wrong?
Failure is not final. And many times, because many times we fail in achieving our goals is because we don't have that emergency plan, or we don't have that emergency fund set up somewhere. Then an expense creeps in and you don't have a way of meeting it, like a sickness or a job loss or something like that. You did not have anything kept for you to be able to cover yourself against that, and because of that you are sure that your finance plan or your goals will be delayed, because now you go out of your way, if it is to borrow, if it is to break your savings to be able to meet that objective. So what I can say is that this is always a journey. Move step by step. You know, I have failed. Once you have put your goals down, for example, that's when you are able to tell for sure, you're able to measure your success. For sure, here I did not do what I wanted to do. And now it gives you even more energy, more focus, that I will be able to achieve this. They may have delayed by a month or 3 months or even a year, but at least I am sure I am clear.
But at least you're aware.
This is where I'm going. This is what I want. Yeah, that thing of living from one paycheck to another, receiving money in one hand, spending it in the other hand, without really knowing what happens here in the middle.
All right.
Yeah.
So you are saying there are also success factors that can lead to the success of a plan, a financial plan. Maybe you tell us a few of them.
First of all, is being able to have the money goals in the first place. It's a very big success factor. Have them written down. The other day I was watching somebody who was talking on social media that they wrote something a year ago or 2 years ago that they needed goals, or they needed to achieve things worth over 2 million shillings. And they were celebrating because when they were setting the goals, they did not know how to achieve them. But somehow, just by writing them down and they were sharing that, they were able to achieve.
They found a way to achieve it.
Yeah. So first of all is being able to achieve your goals. Number two is being able to save. Yeah. Are you able to save that little? It does not. I said it is not about the amount of money, and not about saving. You know, we just say saving generally. Where do you save? You know, not all accounts are the same. Are you growing your money? Are you investing? You know, do you have that knowledge that I can keep that 1,000, or if it's 500 or whatever it is, 10,000, whatever it is, and this money works for me? Does it work in the background? Is there some investment that is happening no matter how small? And nowadays there are many investment options that will help your money grow even as you save. So you have a double advantage. There's also being able to budget. Do I operate on a budget? And you know, people hear a budget and they won't run away from that because it sounds
it feels like living in poverty. That's what they feel.
And they feel like budget is remitting them, where actually it is not. It's actually, there's somebody who said telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went.
Where it went, right.
And
telling your money where to go and not wondering where it went.
Yeah.
That's a very good statement.
Because when you are just spending, you are not on any budget, you're not even conscious. You always wonder month after month, where did my money go? Yeah.
Right.
You know, do you track your expenses? Do you know where your money goes month by month? What do you spend on? Yeah.
Something you said last year, and I'd like us to also, I think, go through again, is that there is needs and there's wants. People should have probably a table where they've written needs this side and wants, because some of the, or most of the time, you get yourself in, or personally, I have to admit, I get myself in a very bad financial situation because I'm spending on what I want, not necessarily what I need. How can people separate that? Do you feel like there's a hack? into
yes, a very big one. And when I'm teaching children about money, that is usually a very major topic. Being able to differentiate your needs from your wants. And just as a rule of thumb, wants are always more than needs.
True.
And they are the most stressing. They are it is from wants that people tend to overspend. It is from wants that people tend to break their financial plans or their financial goals because they are pursuing wants. Yet these are things that you can do without. A definition of needs is something that you cannot do without. A definition of wants is something that you can do without. So being able to differentiate your needs and wants sets you on a very high ground. Before you buy something, do you ask yourself, is this a need or is it a want? Is there a way of meeting this need without having to spend this money this way? I mean, and I'm not saying that by differentiating needs and wants, we limit ourselves. No,
that's
you
not
don't
the point.
have to limit yourself. But you need to be aware, is this a need or is it a want?
Right.
And it's a very big milestone in you being able to achieve your financial plan.
All right. And part of the plan this year for people or for you people who read you is for them to get this book, yeah? So my personal money nuggets workbook by yourself, Miss Elizabeth. What is in this book?
First of all, a nugget is something that is valuable, something that will help you. Number two is that this is not a reading book. It's a working book. It's a workbook. It helps you face those issues that normally you don't know even where to start. Okay? So it is a workbook, and it has got that template especially to help you determine what are my values. I mean,
I see there's also a money blueprint.
What is your money blueprint? Yeah. What is your programming? As I said, our money blueprint is as a result of how we were brought up as children. The responses we had about money. Right. It is good to be aware. What is your money blueprint? Yeah.
So you're saying it's a working book.
Yeah, it's
what
a
will people
workbook.
find inside?
They'll find that, of course, the awareness of their money personality. That one is very, very well covered in that book. And there's an exercise that will help you answer a few questions, analyze what money personality you are, and what it is that you can do to make the best out of your money personality. It has got the money goals, yeah. A template that helps you set money goals. It is a guide to investments. It is a guide to retirement planning. It is a guide to savings. Yeah.
Right.
And it is a workbook.
Yeah,
where you
I'm
put
saying
your notes
you can write your
inside.
notes even inside
Yes,
there, right? Questions to ask yourself. What kind of measurables do you have? Achievables, realistic? When will I reach this goal? Is the time frame reasonable? So you also need to have a reasonable time frame. You can't have a plan that lasting 10 years to save 2,000.
All goals must be smart. And when we say smart, and it is good to evaluate the goals you set. Is it smart? As in, is it specific? Is it something I want to achieve? I want to start a family, or I want to finance that wedding. That is specific. Measurable. Is it something that you can measure? How much would it cost? Is it realistic based on your circumstance or your situation? I'm sure you don't want to plan for a wedding that costs you $1 million shillings or something like that. So is it reasonable based on your circumstance? Is it achievable? Is it something that you can achieve? Is it realistic? So being able to evaluate our goals, this book also helps you to evaluate your goal. Is it a smart goal? And it even gives you somewhere to write down, this is my goal, this is what I want to achieve. Many times we don't get to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm saying also there's information on where to invest. Bonds, shares, and all that very relevant information that people need to know, even in case someone has a financial goal but doesn't have a plan, especially on where to invest.
Very true, and many people ask that question, and because of lack of that information, because they don't know where to invest. Like I had somebody who was telling me they had 20,000 and they decided I can bet this money and double it up, and they lost it. Were they aware that I can invest this money in the money market or in the bonds? I can buy some bonds, I can buy some shares, I can invest in the stock market. They don't go into betting and those kinds of things.
Gambling.
Capering. It's because of lack of information. So that book helps you know where to invest. How do I invest? What do I need? Yeah. And it's actually a workbook. Yeah.
Right. So make sure that you're getting this book. We don't want to divulge all the information. Otherwise, we will be giving out, and we need you to buy it. So how much is it?
And before I say the price, I would want to say that it has mini. Because reading so much makes it sometimes boring, difficult for people, and they find it very involving. But these are mini classics. Kidogo kidogo to information that you need that has been set up in a way that if you need that topic on money personality, it is simplified. And the book is going for 1,500 right now.
Right. 1,500, Bob. Make sure that you're getting this. Reach out to us. We'll give you the relevant information on how to get this book that has nudges, personal nudges from her as well. Research and time has been taken to develop this workbook. It's also a book and also somewhere that you can write down your financial plans. Has a lot of guidance there, a lot of information, and also space to actually write your plans. Something interesting I've seen in there is that time is not money. Money is time.
Yeah, every resource is valuable, and time is one of the most valuable resources. Yes.
All right. So many people do not have or set any money goals. So that's something I've gotten from you. Each of us has different ideas of the future that we want to build. So do not copy a plan from someone else.
Exactly. Our situations are very different.
Right.
Yeah. Do something that is personalized for you. Yeah.
Right. Getting so your financial concerns are also your money goals. So if debt is what is bothering you, that's also your money goal, right? So getting out of debt, meeting your routine expenses without struggle, so differentiating needs and wants, having an emergency fund. As she said earlier on, could happen anytime. A sickness might creep up in and you have no emergency plan, or you might lose your job. Yeah. If you want to start investing for retirement, building a legacy, or a significant gift to charity is also a financial something that you can put in your money goal if you're planning to give back to society at the end of the year. As you can see on screen, also some life events, as we said, are unplanned, right? So just make sure that you have your goals planned, ready to take care of any of those misfortunes or unexpected circumstances. The steps that have been given here by Miss Liz, I hope we can get that on the screen as well, on you to get yourself into your financial goal. The steps: have SMART goals, as she said earlier on. Ensure that the goals that you have are very reasonable and something that is within reach as well. Also that you have a plan. So plan, start saving, operate on a budget, start small, start early, prioritize the goal, and be consistent. On consistency, how exactly can someone be consistent with their money goals?
You don't want to make a plan, because a plan does not work. It is you who puts the work in. Then put it on your drawer, and you'll come to look at it at the end of the year. Being consistent is being intentional with your money goals, working on it every other time. That is consistency. Being able to do or to take the steps, and sometimes, not sometimes, always. Financial planning requires a lot of commitment, a lot of consciousness, a lot of being intentional. So by that, you're able to be consistent. You're able to work on something consistently. If it is saving, sometimes you want to save in January 1,000 shillings or 20,000 shillings or whatever it is. Then you save again in June. You don't want that. Yeah, right. You want to keep doing it. You'd better break it down into small, achievable goals.
Because saving is also a habit.
Doing it, yeah, right. It's actually a habit.
That you have to keep, ensuring that your brain is automating that process of saving. Don't save in January, alafu nangoja August.
That's when you save again.
Start saving for December in a rush. Yeah?
And actually, as money coaches, we encourage automate your savings. Let that money for your savings
be saving itself.
Automate it either from your bank or from your employer. If you're in a circle, for example, let that money not come to your account. Save it automatically.
Definitely. Because you might get that temptation. You're like, I'll recover it tomorrow. I'll save 2,000 tomorrow to also cover today.
Then you find yourself not doing it.
Yeah.
And we human beings, we are people of habit, or we are creatures of habit. The minute you tune your mind, or you tune your salary that I'll be saving this amount of money before the salary hits an account, you just struggle for 2 months. That month you're used to it.
And now you become that, you now that
your
person.
lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
So goals do not work, you do.
Of course.
Right. That is a very good quote I'm seeing here. To create your personal money goals, first think about your values. When your goals match up with your values that are important to you and your family, you are more likely to prioritize achieving them. I didn't think values also come in.
Of course they do. And it is one way of creating consistency. When something resonates with you or your family, you are able to prioritize it, you're able to put in a lot of work. When it is against your values, you find yourself struggling all through, and it becomes unachievable.
Right.
And when it's a money goal, you need something that resonates with you.
With your value, right?
Yeah.
So that your brain is also focused. You do not have conflict within yourself. So those are some of those tips that we're giving out on financial habits for this year. I'm getting to you. Tell me if you have any. I don't know, for a person like yourself, it feels like you already have your plans set from years ago, but we'll get to know if you have financial plans or financial strategies for this year that are different. I'm seeing here mtoto wa Mariam also reacting on Facebook saying, tell your money where to go. Mimi huwa nashangaa where the money went. My money should have manners. Hii kujiambia kwenye zitaenda si vizuri, but this year itabidi uambie pesa yako. Your money does it as you had. You do not let me actually get the exact statement. Goals do not work, you do. Yeah, so your money doesn't go elsewhere, you the one who takes it. Mtoto wa Mariam, make sure that you're taking note of that. Do you have financial plans this year or strategies?
And I'm excited about that person who is saying that their money should have manners.
That's what
you
he's
put
saying.
the manners in the money.
Right?
It is you who puts in the work to put the manners in the money, so that it is not going where you don't want. Yeah.
Put the manners in the money.
Yes, yeah. It is
Great.
not the money that you not have the manners. It will adopt you the manners that you have. It will adopt the personality that you have. And you're asking whether I have a plan.
Or you already did 5 years ago. Now you've achieved it.
You know, when it comes to money, we are all in the same boat. It is always a journey for all of us. The level of our consciousness, the level of our awareness is what breeds the difference. And for me, every year, and it has not just come, it is not automatic also for me. I have to be very conscious, I have to be very consistent, I have to make a budget and work towards it. I am keen on where I'm investing. And so it's not automatic for me as well. Yeah,
as you said, it's something that you have to do consistently, even for yourself, I'm guessing, of course.
Yeah, and consciously. Yeah, and aware and be consistent, be intentional about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Last year you brought us a book here about living in a budget. Can you speak to us about it, especially for the people who are not here for that show, about some of those books? I'll
talk about living on a budget. Our books, the books are a number of them. They can be found on our website. I'll give the address towards the end. But being able to live on a budget, many people fear budgets. When you hear budget, you just want to run away because you feel like it is something that is limiting you, that is very, very complex. But it is not. Being able to live with a budget, you don't have to plan, I'll use this on milk, I'll use this on food, I'll use this on rent. You can have that overall 50, it is called the 50-30-20 rule. And one of the days I would want to talk about the 50-30-20 rule, where you are just conscious. Once you get your whatever amount of money, 10,000 for example, you know 50% of that goes to your needs, house rent, your food, your clothing. 30% goes to your wants. Yeah. Those extra things that you don't want to do the gym, you don't want once in a while to eat out, but make sure that it sticks within the 30%. There's that 20%. Always let it go to either saving, investing, or towards the goals of getting out of debt or something like that. When you have set your budget like that, you see it is simple, 50-30-20. you're able to see where am I falling, and month after month you keep improving
and also readjusting, because once you take a look and also categorize, now that you have 3 categories, what you need, what you want, and what to save.
Yeah, very true. Like many people, for example, I would want to use an example. We live in neighborhoods that we may not really afford. That takes more than 50% of our income. When you are able to categorize your budget like that, you're able to tell this lifestyle I'm living, I think it is too much for me, or I can afford to live in a better neighborhood because it is within my 50%. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So that you're not working for your landlord as well, or for those other needs that you're paying. You're getting 10,000 bob, but you're spending 8,000 on rent.
And it is happening to many of us, especially those of us who are living in the urban areas. Housing is one of the major challenges that we have. But you don't have to go to a place that you don't want to live in. But so long as you are living expenses are within your 50%,
right,
you're okay. You're able to judge, I'll live in this place and not in this place, for example.
Right, definitely.
Yeah. I'll afford this style and lifestyle and this and not this one.
Okay,
yeah,
that is good. We can speak a lot. We can speak a lot on financial habits, but I'm hoping that you're getting some of those nuggets of wisdom that are coming from Miss Elizabeth Waithaka Ndegwa, who has us this book and many more out there to ensure that you're maintaining positive management behaviors for a lifetime of financial well-being. That is the goal of this book as well, and the other workbooks that she has. You should make sure that you check them out. And as you said, the website where they can get that from.
Our website is www.atikafrica.com. Atik Africa is ATTIQUE Africa.com. You can always contact us through our website. You'll get the books. There are quite a number.
Yeah, you can also email them info@atikafrica.com.
Exactly.
That's where you get all that information, and you can get to liaise with Miss Elizabeth. Pia akusaidie. If you need to get yourself together, you need to get more information, make sure that you reach out to us at KUTV Kenya, at Richard_Kenya, and we'll direct those questions to her to ensure that money management is in fact something that you consider even as you try to invest, create your wealth, get yourself out of debt, save, and all of those other things. Ensure that your money is prioritized this year, and that's why we began with that conversation at the beginning of the year. Before we get into business in the other shows coming weeks and coming months as well, ensure that your money is right. Pesa yako umeweka vizuri, and you're managing vizuri sana. Managing it vizuri sana. Wow, this year I also have to get my English right. So that's one of those plans that I have for the year. Thank you very much for coming through. It was a very interesting conversation that we've had, and I know that we're going to have you here again.
I really look forward.
Right.
I'm very excited about finance literacy. Yeah.
Right. Is there a parting shot?
My parting shot is what I said earlier, that goals don't work, you do. And what you put your mind on, what you work on, it grows over time. Yeah.
It grows over time.
Yeah.
Let's take a break sometime, and then we come back as we try to meditate on those important pieces of wisdom that we've been given by Miss Elizabeth. Make sure that you continue to check them out on social media and also on the website Atik Africa. A personal money nuggets workbook, 1,500 bob. Reach out to me, nitakupatia. See you in a bit.
But you ain't got no bread. I got up out the hood and took it.